We have tables which are really interesting controls, which is just like sheets, Excel sheets, or something similar. We create the table by providing the column names first. Remember to use semicolon in between the column names, column titles. For example, you say name, comma, age, a reference number or class, and then you say, for example, the roll number, etc. It should be separated with semicolon. The space can be in between the text, but not no space here. The space, otherwise the space is going to be counted as the column text. Okay, so it starts from 100 left to top, in width and height, of course, exactly the same as any other control that we create. Let's just test it out. How is it created? Here you go. We have name, age, this resizable, just like a native Windows control, for example. And we can just change the width so that we can see it more clearly. 300, from 200 to 300. Okay, we have it. This is perfect. So now we are going to insert some values to it, some rows here within these rows that you see. And then we are going to track the event of whatever row is selected and get one value from there. So to add a row, actually one row, you are going to use function called add row. And the values would be separated by a tab character. For example, I say the name, the first column that we had was name, then age, class, and roll number. I say name is Ali, and, /T. That will be /T, the tab character, okay? This is escape sequence, you learned it already. The age is, for example, 75, now 75 is not a student actually, 55. And we use a /T. And then in here, we say the class is, for example, MS computer science, and then /T, and the last thing is roll number 122, for example. We compile and run the program. We see the data has been populated. So what you can do is you can just copy these characters, copy this information. I think there is a problem. A problem is that we did not add the table identifier here. Okay, that was the problem. Okay, we go again. So that's it. And because it was pre-compiled, so it ran, the executable ran. So this is how you add rows. You can just load the complete CSV, read line by line, and just tab delimited CSV that we used in our previous programs when we were working with the text files in the student database project. This is how you add the rows here. You are going to see the same in the project that we have. Now, the second thing is, how do we know a row has been selected? For example, let's first use a command of button that we have. On command of the button, when it is clicked, we want to get the data which is in the row 1, column 1. Which would be 0 and 0, just like multi-dimensional array. So we're going to say get cell, get table cell. Okay? In here, you have to pass table. Row ID is 0, very first row, 0 based index, just like an array. The column also is going to be 0 based index, 0, first column. And the string where it needs to be saved, the text, that is what you get. Okay, just like get text. And once we have got the string, what we are going to do is just show in a message box. And that's it. We compile the program, run the program. We press the button, is going to get this value for us, which is within the very first column, which is Ali. Okay, let's change the column ID to, for example, 2, which must be the third column. And third column is actually MS, this from the very first row. You can add multiple rows. Let's just duplicate this one and change in here the roll number to 444. Now these are 5 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. The fifth row index would be 4. In the last column, because there are 4 columns, the last column would be 3. We should be getting 4, 4, 4. Let's run this, and if we press the button, we're going to get 4, 4, 4. So it actually acts like a multi-dimensional array. Here you pass the row ID and then the column ID. Now, how do we track if the row has been clicked? For that, we have an easy event implementation. We say on row underscore click. In here, you have to pass the table identifier first, and then you have to pass an integer. For example, let's say index. I'll have to define index here. Okay? Or maybe in the start of the function. In the beginning here, it looks better. Now, what we do is, upon selection, let's print it into the string that we have here. In the string, and we say %d selected row is equal to %d, and we pass the index that has been given to us. Fine enough. Now what we do is we're going to set text of the form directly, form 1, and form 1 text should be the str. And let's see what happens. We run the program, and in here, when we click a row, it says the index is 0, 1. I'm just changing it with the keyboard now. 2, 3, and 4, the last row. Exactly the last row. And we can change it with the key, as well as we click with the mouse, and the event is generated. You can see the row ID is being shown here. Yeah. When we click any amongst these, the row ID is being updated on the text. Is just like debugging, and it's easy to understand. If you have any question, let me know. I'll be answering that.